Hey everybody, Slayer Holfin here, back with another PBL Season 3 uh, match. It's Season 3, Week 9 match recap against Kyle and the Jacksonville Jolteons. Um, he actually didn't bring his Celesteela or his Tapu Fini. He also didn't bring, let's see, his Rotom uh, and there's something else I thought he'd bring. And he brings Espeon, Steelix, and Hitmonlee. So very surprising there. Found out after the match that he brought some of the threats he doesn't bring as much and tried to change it up to be unpredictable at the suggestion of Prof, our week one opponent and good friend in the league. So uh, smart move by him because I was definitely thrown off at the start of this game. I thought Raikou would be putting in a lot of work, but now against this team, um, my stab is at best neutral against like Espeon and Hitmonlee, and uh, it's resisted by Zardex and Amoonguss and immune, and there's two immunities in Mamswine and Steelix. So um, this game is a little funky. Might see the two tabs. I actually ended up timing out. I didn't realize the timer was wearing down because I had the tab um, like on the side, kind of smaller, so I wasn't seeing the timer countdown in the chat. So Kyle was gracious enough to try to recreate the battle. So anyway, gonna jump on in. I'm gonna lead off with the Sidgewai just because it matches up pretty well against most of his team. I can U-turn out against like Charizard X or something. So he goes for Charizard X. I go to Sidgewai. I don't want him to know I'm Scarfed though, so I go right out to Crocodile, intimidate this thing. He goes for a Flare Blitz, does big damage. It's a roll to knock me out, but I'm going to go for a bulk up because uh, basically a bulk up. If I do live, I pop my Figgy Berry and I get up to around half again, and then with a bulk up, I can live another hit and I'm free to fire off an Earthquake. And um, yeah, I couldn't knock him out guaranteed at that range with an Earthquake, so I figured the bulk up could also cancel out like a Dragon Dance he went for. Maybe should have just EQ'd in retrospect, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and taunt this thing. Also, maybe a bad play. I didn't want him to spore me. Thought I could maybe get off a free taunt there. And I'm just going to go for knockoff. Again, probably bad play. He's taunted. I can just go Scolipede since he can't really do a lot to Scolipede and SD right here and uh, put him in a tough spot. But instead I go for that taunt. So, or knockoff. Knockoff is Rocky Helmet, which is nice because it actually pops our barrier and allows us to live this Giga Drain. Now I'm going to go Scolipede, but this is actually like not working for me because he gets the Giga Drain off and the taunt ends, so now he's free to spore me. So I go out to Decidueye, just predicting that spore, pretty easy prediction. Immune, he's going to go, I Spirit Shackle, he's going to go for Clear Smog, and that Spirit Shackle damage looks like I can 3-hit KO him if I get the rolls. We do not get the rolls. We do not get that second roll, and so we get him down really low, and then he synthesis up. So I realize this isn't really a winning battle for me. So we go Scolipede on the Giga Drain or whatever. Then go out to Crocodile just to use him as our spore fodder so that we can go out to Scolipede. But he makes a really nice double and goes into Charizard X. Click Poison Jab because we can 2-hit KO this thing. And like, well, we had a chance to 2-hit KO. We could also get a Poison. I don't really switch in well to a Flare Blitz, especially now that Crocodile's low. Crocodile's low enough to the point where it dies, and I already used as my sleep fodder, and keeping that around so I can deal with Moongus easier is nice. So basically, and like we get the speed boost here too. So if he didn't knock us out, so he can't really Dragon Dance up and outspeed us. So anyway, he goes for Flare Blitz. Now this thing is really low. I'm going to bring in Swellow. Just go for the Boom Burst. He brings out Steelix. We do a lot of damage to that. I don't want to work up because I don't kill him at +1, so I just go for the Heat Wave right away. He gets up rocks, that's fine. I'm going to go for the Heat Wave again, try to knock this thing out. As he goes into a Moongus, it's at full. Unfortunate for him, we get a crit, but it's 53%, so I'm just going to click Boom Burst. It's a roll to knock him out, and we get it. So he goes into Mamo. Now, Ice Shard is very obvious here. I'm going to go into Crocodile because Moongus is done. We don't need this for sleep fodder. It's pretty much useless. Get off the attack drop and die to Ice Shard. So now we're going to go out to Irachi, and I'm just going to fire off an Iron Head here. He goes into Steelix, takes that pretty well, and I'm just going to fire off rocks because I'm not sure there's a lot he can do to me besides Earthquake, but we do have the Shaka Berry for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get up rocks. This ensures that Charizard dies unless he's like Rapid Spin Hitmonlee, and I don't think that he would predict and go into Espeon there because that's kind of risky, and Espeon can't really do a lot to me anyhow. And this is where I disconnect. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into, so if you notice here, Swellow came in, Boom Burst and Heat Wave the Onix, and it was at 100%. So just note that for something later. Okay, so it's a little bit different. I ended up like knocking out his Moongus because the rolls are different here. So anyway, we try to like, we like pretty much get it similar, except I poison his Charizard, but that doesn't matter a ton because he ends up like sacking it later. Okay, so here, Stealth Rocks, and he roars. So what we should have done is he should have clicked Stealth Rocks while I got mine up, and then Stealth Rocks again, just to like simulate the free turns, and I could have gone into Decidueye. But instead he roars, and he brings me out to Swellow, which kills 25%, and we can't really start the game here because that's not where it ended, so I have to go to the Decidueye as he clicks Stealth Rock, and that actually ends up mattering later on. So he goes for Stealth Rock. Anyway, I'm just going to fire off a Leaf Blade because it does good damage. He goes on to Garuk. I don't think he knows I'm Scarfed at this point. He can pick me off with an Ice Shard, but I'm not sure. He like guarantees outspeed me, so I'm not really sure he has a reason to. So I'm just going to fire off a Leaf Blade, Oko this thing, and it's looking pretty good for me now. But then he brings in this Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee goes for knockoff. I immediately know he's Scarfed from that because otherwise I outspeed him. So I'm going to go out to Raikou. I'm going to fire off the Z-boosted extra sensory because I either kill that thing or I do good enough damage to Steelix and or Espeon to put it in range of the next attack. Go for Aura Sphere here, knock out the Steelix. He goes right back out into Hitmonlee, and he can go for a high jump kick here. Crits me, does not matter, I die anyhow. I go out to Jirachi because I can actually live any one hit from this thing, and I can try to go for the Body Slam. So go for the Body Slam, pair the Espeon, which is really nice because now I can just try to like para-flinch it with Iron Head. Iron Head was a roll to knock him out, so a little bit lucky there. He goes out to Hitmonlee, and at this point he's free to click high jump kick 3 times. He can 2-hit KO Jirachi and Oko Swellow from the range it's at. So all he needs to do is hit 3 high jump kicks and not get paired by the Body Slam. So that's actually kind of in my favor because Body Slam is 60% chance to para him, and him hitting high jump kicks is, let's see, 90% to the power of 3, 72.9. So there's like a 27% chance in my favor that he misses a high jump kick somewhere in there, in which case he dies. Because of the like damage from Body Slam, I think. So anyway, gonna go for Body Slam because so he needs let's see, the 40% not missed and the 73%. So that's roughly like 28% chance that he like gets all those things and wins. But he crits me and kills me. So unfortunate for him, but I did I was relying on the para there. He clicks high jump kick and kills me. So good game to Kyle. A couple things. So without that crit, he needed to avoid the para, and if he avoided the para, he still won. The other thing I mentioned, like the Swellow being at 75. If we go back to yeah, here. So if we go back to this turn where I end up killing Steelix, or oh. Okay, so yeah, if we go back to this turn where he brings in Hitmonlee, kills me with a knockoff, I know that he's Scarfed because he outspeeds my Scarfed Decidueye, and I know he's locked into knockoff. Now, if my Swellow had been at 75, because remember, it took the extra 25, so I'd bring it in and come in at 50, that's the difference between him killing me with knockoff and not. And I know you're thinking he can just switch out, go to Steelix, go to whatever, but I actually have agility on my Swellow, so I could agility up, guarantee outspeed him, and then just like sweep with Boom Burst and Heat Wave in the end. Or like so I agility. If he goes out to Steelix, then I just Heat Wave that thing and kill it, and he's in a bad position. If he stays in and knocks off, I live that, and then I outspeed him and can hit him hard. If he goes out to Espeon, then I think I 2-hit KO that with Boom Burst, and unless he's like psychic, then he doesn't knock me out, and I can two-hit KO with Boom Burst and still outspeed everything. So like I was in a really good position, and like Jirachi still was in the back. So even if I didn't kill this Hitmonlee, I could live a hit from that and kill him. So a little bit unfortunate, but I was the one in charge of kind of like replaying or like getting us to the spot where we were, and uh, so like I should have realized he shouldn't click roar because that could happen. And also I'm the one that disconnected in the first place. And I know, in retrospect it's easy to say, oh yeah, I would have gone swallow and I would have won, but who knows if I actually would have done that. So, oh well, that's okay. Good game to Kyle. He definitely brought a team I did not expect, and it definitely ended up working out well for him. And Hitmonlee was just crazy. So um, I actually beat him in large part to Hitmonlee putting in a lot of work last season. So it's kind of ironic that now he beats me with Hitmonlee. So good game to Kyle. He has a really good team, really scary team, um, and we were able to get pretty close. And I think definitely have a shot of winning this game. Just a couple things didn't go our way, but that's okay. First loss of the season, and it's just a 1-0 loss or a 1 loss. So that's okay. Good game to Kyle. Next week we'll be going up against Frozen, the Garden State Gudras. They're really good. Um, really scary team. And their coach is one of the coaches I've been building with the most this year. So he kind of knows what I like to do with this team. So hopefully we won't uh, go from a 8-0 start to then dropping 2 games in a row, but it's very possible. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day. Bye.